We go. Game 1 of the grand finals, college carball. We are underway.
Grand Valley State gonna be waiting in this grand finals here. Oh, a big demo to come through off the start. Christian tries to make a play off of that to maybe just give a little bit more time to Ramen to get back in the game here. GVSU, this is a squad that the Saints have had trouble with in the past. We've seen them before in these CCA matchups. We've seen them before in these open qualifiers, and oftentimes these series have been taken to game 5s, and more than a few times it's went the way of GVSU. After a solid losers run, can the Saints make this happen? Can they take down one of their previous demons here in these CCA open qualifiers? Still 0-0 after a minute. No team to really get too much going for themselves. Robin looks like he might have a good one there. It's a little bit wide. Alpha chasing down that ball past 2 defenders. Christian, good for a nice little lob. Out to himself off the backboard, but it goes up in the end.
Yeah, he's just not able to make anything happen there. We've seen right at the beginning, beautiful save from, another beautiful save from Cyber. There is just no goals to be had here. Every single shot is being saved. Both teams are all over it, all over their rotations. They're doing exactly what they need to do. So we're going to see Ramen and Spoods here try and keep the pressure on in Grand Valley State's end, really try and get the ball going.
Yeah,
Alpha's going to get it cleared out.
Alpha picks that one up, finds a demo in the corner. Cyber going to try to make something off of that play. It's enough time for Ramen to get back, maybe even get a little bit of boost under his belt, as now it's Spoods to make the play. Out towards the middle. Ramen looking to nail this one to the back of the net, but Alpha ready for that one. Just a quick little hop, and he makes the save.
Yeah, I think that's Alpha's second or third save this game so far. Second save. He's really keeping Grand Valley in the game, and Spoods is actually going to bump that one in off a Ramen's shot, but I think we're having some connection issues here with game 1, so we will be right back into the... Just 1 second here. We're just trying to sort this lobby out.
Yeah, that's the question. Seems like we're still in here observing. Players still playing the game. Oh, there might be one player gone from GVSU, but as far as I know, they still just have to play it out. Cyber back now, it seems. Interesting little error message there. I've never actually seen that one from Rocket League, but
he's back. Which
is honestly props to Rocket League. It's one of the games that works the most for us here in the production side of things.
Definitely. They were able to get him back in the game there with under 10 seconds. It's no problem.
Yeah, of course. Christian bounces it off the backboard there. Can't make one of those plays we see Christian do so often, as it's Alpha to be the one to clear it out for GVSU a lot of the time in these games. Evan get to really make their mark on this offense, but very often down the field and in that Saints zone to try and grab a pass or now rotate back out. You see these rotations coming through from GVSU. Evan Spoods weaves right by him in the corner. Alpha to pick up that little pop-up that Spoods tried to get by him.
Yeah, Spoods wasn't able to pop that right over his head. He was able to catch the end of that and keep the ball in the Saints' end. And they're keeping the pressure on. It's another shot from Evan and another save from Ramen.
It almost looked like we might have had a little demo there as those two cars collided, but Evan picks that one up in the air. Cyber to knock it down, Alpha to nail it in.
Beautiful, beautiful pass from Cyber.
I mean, you could see that play setting up.
Look at that. Puts it home.
Beautiful from GVSU to even up this game here, and those are the things that we've seen from GVSU a lot. The Saints often will capitalize on little mistakes, find these plays, find these little openings to make, you know, a single goal happen or a 1-2 play, but GVSU has always been strong with all 3 members to make these passing plays happen. It's already looking to get set up again. Alpha cuts the angle. He's good for 2 in the game right now.
That one's going to be from Evan this time in the corner. Sends it right to the center off the backboard, and Alpha drops that into the net.
That's going to be 2-1, a minute 20, minute 19 on the clock here on kickoff.
Yeah, we've seen some stalemate the first couple minutes there, and then as we get into the last minute, minute and a half, it really starts to pick up, as we've seen in all the other series. Both teams kind of get really comfortable with where they are, say, oh, it's time to get aggressive. We need to bring this one home.
Saints, you've only got a minute to work with, but only one goal to have to make back. However, if Alpha's going to keep this pressure on, it might be hard to really find any opportunities for your own goal. Evan trying their best to try and set another one up for the team. It's going to be 2 rotations back. Alpha meets Spoods right in the air. Christian finds a demo to come through, and Ramen pass out to Christian. It's going to be off the ceiling, off the backboard. Cyber picks it up. Ramen can't find the angle. Spoods, can you tap it in? Yes, you can.
On the third try, they are finally able to put it home. First one off the backboard, second one off Cyber, and Spoods puts the third one home. That's all you need, just one.
I mean, there's a reason 3rd time's a charm is a saying.
Definitely.
Now 2-2, 34 seconds to play. One of these teams, realistically, you don't want to take it to overtime. One of these teams definitely wants to secure this right now with how fast these goals are coming through. Evan finds the angle. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's not good for the Saints. I was just about to say, I think whoever finds this next goal here might honestly take game 1 because 28 seconds left. Now they're just going to stack the net, make sure no opportunities come through for the Saints. All they got to do is play out the 28 seconds and they'll have game 1.
Yeah, and when you think about it in Rocket League, it's not that much time to really have to burn for yourselves, especially when you're a team like GVSU that is just going to keep. You can just make the setups that you've been doing, which are good at just chunking off a lot of time, and whether or not it be Alpha or Cyber to really finish off that shot, you know that it's just going to be set up there in the net, and the Saints are going to have a hard time with that clear. However, 5 seconds on the play. Christian can't cut that angle. Spoods has to keep this alive.
Yeah, Grand Valley got actually pretty lucky there because they were doing some funky stuff in the Saints end, trying to knock some time off the clock, and then Spoods was able to turn it all the way around, bring it back, and almost put that one in to tie up game 1. But Grand Valley State is going to take game 1 3-2 with actually being behind on the shots. 7 shots coming from Grand Valley with 8 coming from St. Clair. So I guess the 6 saves from Grand Valley is going to be the saving grace.
Yeah, and 7 or 9 shots to come out from Grand Valley. High amount of shots, especially for what we've been seeing today. We've been seeing a lot of 4 or 5 shots from each team coming into a lot of these best of 5s, and it's those 9 to 10 shot games that has really been splitting apart these stronger teams, the teams that have been giving the Saints a problem today as we follow their run. Ramen trying to make another one of his little patented 5-second goals there, but he can't make it happen in the end. It's a wide open net except for Ramen. Spoods has to chase this ball down. Good contest from Ramen. Cyber has that angle, but Spoods still waiting in that net. Yeah,
we see Grand Valley coming out swinging right away. They want to reverse what happened last game. They want to get out ahead right away. They do not want to leave this until the last minute and a half. Leave it up in the air again.
Speaking of up in the air, Alpha makes that carry. Cyber actually going to knock it out to the corner. Spoods still unable to get their hands on this ball. We've also seen a few little card changes from Spoods and Christian as well today, going back and forth between a few of these bodies.
Nice demo from Alpha.
That should give them some good time to at least clear this one out, as you know the Saints don't want to get too aggressive when a demo comes through.
Yeah, so Evan's going to play the ball in the mid, try and get something set up for Grand Valley. There hasn't really been much happening this first minute. A lot of back and forth, a lot of aerial contention. Ball's back in the corner. It's going to get sent to the mid, but no one is there to finish it. Cyber's going to try and bring it out now, clear the zone, get the pressure off his shoulders. Evan's going to be there to save it for him. But Spoods in on the contestation. He's actually going to find it. Top left corner.
Wow. Christian there following up on that ball too, just in case it needed a little bit of extra help, to say the least. Some extra credit there. But in the end, it's Spoods to find it in that top corner. It almost looked like we were going to have another one of those post shots to come through, which are just devastating to see. MVP? Crossbar, the MVP of the day, to be honest. But 1-0, Saints still in this game after a 1-0 scoreline.
Ramen with a shot, bumps Evan into the net. That was a close one.
100%.
Cyber's bringing this out the outside, but Christian's going to contest him and keep the ball deep in the zone. Alpha is able to reset and block that, but Spoods brings it back to the center. Can Evan clear it? Yes, he can. And Alpha's going to clear that down into the Saints zone and hopefully get something set up.
Yeah, that's a deep clear from Evan, and Alpha finds a demo. Alpha finds 2. It's only Ramen left in this net. Christian and Spoods back up. Somehow they make it happen. Ramen big saves, and Christian able to find that last save off the rebound as well.
That was shot after shot after shot and save after save for the Saints. Saints are going to try and bring this out now and try and convert on one of their opportunities in the crossbar again with the miss. And Ramen puts it in. That's awesome. 2-0 for the Saints. They turn it around. They just stop 4 shots, bring back 2 of their own, and they convert on one of them. That's the assist from Christian.
We talk about not wanting to make that triple commit happen, but when you see both of your players in that net, a wide open net and a ball floating in the air, you know you got to make that play happen. Ramen has been beautiful on those today. 2 for Spoods now. Spoods taking the opportunities where you can and making it happen.
About 5 seconds off of the draw there. Spoods was able to bring it in the corner with the assist from Ramen. 3-0 game. Game 2. We're up 1-0 in this series for Grand Valley. Let's see how the Saints do in the rest of this game here.
Scuffle in the corner. It goes high. Ends up with Christian clearing it out. 3-0 in this game. Like you said, I mean, we're still halfway through the game. There's still time for GVSU to work with. And I mean, we've seen 3 goals come through in less than a minute today. But GVSU really got to try those setups they've been so good at all series. It's knocked back down. Ramen somehow knocks it out of the crease, and Christian gets a nice long carry here. Met in the air by Cyber. It's down towards the ground as it's a 1-2 passing play. Nobody in the corner here for GVSU, though.
Yeah, that's going to get deflected to the center, and Christian's going to try and keep that on the outside. He really doesn't want the ball in the middle. Doesn't want to give any opportunity for Grand Valley to get set up. And yeah, Ramen pushing that on the outside, really trying to get the clear going. Got a nice carry, and he's going to get contested by Alpha. He is going to get the save for that.
Ooh, that was an interesting bounce there, to say the least. But Evan knocks it up into the air. Cyber going to take it out of Ramen's hands. And Ramen, you definitely don't want to let him get his hands on that ball in the air, really anywhere near the net, as he's been able to find one today in this game. 1:17 on the clock, and the Saints still up with that 3-0 lead. Grand Valley State looking flustered in this game as they can't crack this Saints defense just yet.
Cyber had a really nice opportunity there, but his partner, or his teammate Alpha, just was not in the right spot to put that rebound in. Little 5 feet to the left, and he would have been in a solid position. I mean, Christian's gonna get the demo on Cyber. That's gonna take away some boost from Grand Valley and really have to make them reset and really work for this clear. And yeah, Ramen is right on that ball, not letting them get the ball out. Time is ticking down here in game 2, and it's looking like it's gonna go over to Saints.
Yeah, there's a demo from Alpha, 34 seconds on the play. If you can make a miracle happen, it starts right now, but that's a wide open net. Evan, can you find it? He is able to chase that ball down, not going to let Ramen make it 2 in this game. But I mean, you look at the shot counters from the Saints here. It's just immaculate in this game. The pressure has been great, and don't really need to ask for much more. Spoods should be able to knock another one in. That's going to be 3 for Spoods in the game, and you've basically secured this 1-1 now. Just going to wait out this clock. Look at that.
Just an awesome, awesome performance from the St. Clair Saints in game 2. Really turning game round to 1. Really turning game 2 around. Just Cyber's going to carry it in here, but he's going to get contested by Spoods, and that's going to be it for game 2 if this ball hits the ground here. Yeah. Christian's going to go for a nice carry, but and he's able to convert it. Like I said, they do not like even numbers. That is another 5-0 for the Saints in game 2. That is going to tie the series up at 1-1.
We've got a series on our hands. Still need that confirmation. Whether or not the Saints actually have to reset this bracket from the losers, I'm still not 100% sure on that. But nonetheless, you still got to win this first best of 5, even if there is a reset to come through. And 1-1, definitely how you're going to start that one up.
So we are here for game 3 of this series. We are tied at 1-1. The Saints and Grand Valley University here in the College Carball Championships Grand Finals.
Christian pops it over Cyber. Rides this corner. We've seen Christian do this so many times before. It was Cyber on the defense to help Christian, give him a bit of a helping hand there. Christian not even needing to tap it after the fact. Cyber tries to make one of those saves from behind, but ends up tapping it in himself, and that's a 6-second goal to come through from the Saints.
Yeah, we've seen that more than a few times from Christian today alone, where he just takes the ball on his own, brings it in the corner, and taps it in the net. And that time, he didn't even have to tap it.
Yeah, honestly, he's been able to follow it up himself so often, but not even needing it that time. Cyber getting a little bit of a momentum boost on that bump, as now he actually gets to use it towards this rotation. Spoods getting their hands back on the ball, but Evan trying to get this started. It's out towards mid. Christian gonna keep this ball alive for the Saints. Tries to get that second touch, and Spoods can't let Spoods get their hands on the ball in the air. It's out to the corner. Still, nothing more to be found for the Saints. GVSU been pretty good at shutting down a lot of these. However, it's just those little ones. It's those wildly fast balls that come through. Confirmation has came through. The Saints do have to reset this bracket, so they're looking at winning 2 best-of-5s straight here. Gotta see if it can come through. It's a long, long trek to make, but GVSU also going to make them feel a little bit more comfortable at the starting here, because they know they only got to find 1 best-of-5, and from that winner side, they'll be able to take this open qualifier number 2 here on this beautiful Rocket League Sunday here.
Oh yeah, Spoods with an amazing save, stopping Grand Valley's push, stopping that momentum they need, and Christian's going to bring the ball in again. Spoods is going to center it. Cyber's actually going to get it clear, and this is not a good situation for the Saints. Alpha's going to bring it in one-on-one, but he's stopped by Christian. Spoods gets back there in time, too. Cyber's going to play with the ball here in the Saints' end, try and set it up for his teammate in the center, and Rahman's going to almost get that clear. Bounced into the corner again by Cyber.
Rolling over Cyber. That's a nice little pinch on the corner. Spoods, yeah, whether it be Spoods or Christian, somebody has to meet that, because Alpha was following up on that ball at breakneck speeds. Evan, 100 boost to work with. Should be able to get a good setup. Alpha, that's the angle you want, and it's going to make it right past Christian. Can't make that goal line save, and tied it up. Grand Valley State.
That was just a picture-perfect pass from Evan right to the center. No coverage. Rahman puts it right by the keeper. It was just absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Beautiful reaction to that setup there from Alpha, and I mean, he's been the one to nail most of these goals for, if not all, if I'm not mistaken, for GVSU. I think Cyber, or I think it was Evan who was able to find one there in game 1. But other than that, it's been a lot of setup towards Alpha. He seems to be that player to come in from the air, be that third man in, be the one who's really going to bring that goal home. Now, halfway through this game, we're dead even, and Saints haven't been able to pick up momentum really since that first goal.
Yeah, and Grand Valley's really keeping the pressure on right after this goal. The ball hasn't even left the Saints zone since the draw. And that's another shot from Alpha, but it's saved by Rahman. I think it was just a little bit too low there.
Yeah, a bit slow as well. Rahman, a lot of time to really figure out where that ball was going to be and just play patiently in that net. But sometimes Grand Valley State has not been letting the Saints play patiently in the net, and that's been the big kicker. It's been the Saints to have to make hasty reads on these balls, because otherwise you're not going to make the save to begin with, but those hasty reads sometimes going to end up the wrong read in the end. Evan finds a demo on to Rahman. Spoods and Christian going to keep it alive for a little bit longer, as Rahman back in the play now.
Cyber going to bring the ball down into the Saints' end and try and get an opportunity, but he's stopped by Spoods. Spoods is going to send it right down the field into an empty net, and he's going to grab the lead for his team here in Game 3 with only 1:24 left to play.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell if it was just an overcommitment or just pure unexpected shot from GVSU. I think they did have one player kind of playing that half, being Evan, but I just don't think he had the boost to chase that ball down. You saw both Evan and Cyber trying to make it there in the end of that shot, but they couldn't. Saints back to a 1-goal lead, feeling good about this as there's 1:10 on the clock, and having a lead at any point in a team so tightly matched is definitely going to give you confidence moving in. It's going to give Rahman confidence to try and nail that shot. Evan has the saves in hand, though.
Yeah, it was a great save by Evan, keeping his team in the game. They know if they go down by another one that It's not looking very good. They need to get the ball out of their zone, and that is not what they wanted. Christian with the 2-goal lead now. Pass from Ramen, perfect in the center, off the backboard, and Christian finds that rebound.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. The Saints, they've made such a long run today. They've battled it through. They've had 3-1s. They've had reverse sweeps to come through for themselves. They're not just going to let this go so easily. They're here to make their mark in the grand finals. Grand Valley State, let's see if you can step up, because right now, the Saints putting in the work. Grand Valley State can't keep up.
Only 30 seconds left, and the Saints are up by 2 goals. Cyber and the Grand Valley State need to make something happen now. They need to put that ball on net. They need to get a shot, because time is slowly ticking away.
Cyber following up on that ball. Spoods knocks it out to Alpha in the air. Christian and Ramen actually going to get their hands on that one, but something about these GVSU players kind of looks like they realize the game is over for them and just looking to move into game 4 there, as it's a 2-1 scoreline for the Saints after being down 1-0.
Yeah, I can tell that Grand Valley is not happy about the way that went. Saints seemed to really pick up their defense there at the end. Didn't let the ball out. They were not letting anything happen. And then that mispositioned goal, that's really what changed the game for the Saints.
Yeah, having that come in as goal number 2 is just brutal for GVSU there. It's tough to deal with, and it's tough to come back in onto that next kickoff and really have the mental to come in and just continue your setups like you were trying to do before, and we saw that. It was a 3rd goal to come through. I believe it was from Christian to finish that last one.
Okay,
Lobby
so
break to come through.
We're going to be on a quick break here for a second.
Yeah, we might just have to toss it to a quick break as these players get back into lobby. I mean, we did see a few interesting things at the starting of that one, but it's a 2-1 scoreline in this grand finals right now. Saints looking for that bracket reset. Gonna just send it to a quick little break. We'll be back in a minute as we get back into game 4.
And we are back. Just a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are off in game 4 of the College Carball Grand Finals, where Saints are winning 2-1 in the first best-of-5 series. If they do take this series, they will reset the bracket and play another best-of-5.
Christian tries to find that patented shot from mid, but it's going to go high over that crossbar. Cyber finds a demo on to Ramen. It's going to fly by him, though, as Ramen now gets to get that clear as he's respawned and back up, boosted up as well. That's a great pass backwards from Cyber. It keeps the pressure going. It lets Alpha kind of just reposition that ball away from where the Saints initially thought it was going to be. Cyber, that might have not been the angle you were looking for, as it lets Ramen get their hands on the ball. It's over the goal line. Evan, a great contest, a great tap out to left mid.
Oh, Spoods is going to send that one to an empty net, but it's going to be picked up by Evan. Pushed out to the corner, and they're going to try and clear their zone, but Cyber's going to whiff on that midair, and that's going to set up Ramen to send that right back into Grand Valley zone. They are going to get the ball to mid, and it's going to be contested. Now it's set up for Cyber in the center. Will he get stopped by Ramen? Yes, but he's got another shot off, unable to connect.
Evan was pretty deep in that zone, and the rotations had to start coming through. It's a good contest to save the team from another triple commit punish, as we saw last game. 3:30 on the clock, still at a deadlock, as Grand Valley State seems to be the ones with the pressure here, but Christian flying in at that net, tries to get those flip resets off. It is going to come through as a solid carry into the zone, but not going to have a shot off of it.
Nope, and Christian is going to send this ball right back to the mid, right to Spoods, and Spoods is going to dump it in Grand Valley's end, try and get something set up. Cyber's going to carry it to the center, and Christian's going to miss that interception, which is not good, because Cyber's going to be able to, he almost able to set up Evan, but he is demoed by Christian. Spoods sending it back in. Ramen with another demo on Grand Valley State, but Evan is bringing this ball back into Saints' end. Sending it to the center, and Christian is going to be the first one on that.
Christian
Cyber on net.
got that ball in hand. Cyber tries to knock it down in front of the backboard there. Christian and Ramen double commit for that, or Christian and Spoods double commit for that one as Ramen finds that last touch for that clear. Spoods the only one near the net, but it's going to be solid as he shuts down that shot attempt from Cyber in the corner. Cyber on that good rotation as well, but Evan actually doing a great job this game. I mean, Evan, we haven't really seen him do too much in the series, if I'm being completely honest. He's always there for a little bit of support, but no crazy standout plays from him. But this game, he's just playing that mid line, that center line very solid and keeping these possessions for the side of GVSU.
Yeah, we're already 3 minutes in here. We haven't seen a single goal. I think both teams are realizing now they really need to play good defense. They really need to take away those easy opportunities. They want to make the other team work for every single opportunity that they have.
Yeah, I really thought you hit him with the caster curse there as that goal almost came through, but still, a minute 30. Neither of these teams wants to be the one to break that 0-0 score line. And if it's the Saints to break it, that means you're one step closer to this reset. 2-1 right now. Saints just playing hot all day.
Oh, nice shot from Evan right in the middle, but it's stopped by Ramen. That was a laser beam. Ramen's pushing that back up, just air dribbling it into Grand Valley's end, trying to set something up for Christian, but he's demolished by Cyber, and Evan is going to carry the ball back into the Saints, and what is going on here? Christian is going to clear the ball out, but it's going to be kept in by Cyber. A little bit of contention in the center.
Spoods is always so good at waiting for that final last second to really contest the ball there. He waits for it to be all the way in that corner. Once those offenders get a little bit too deep, Alpha,
boy.
He's going to be the one to break that deadlock. Drop down from the backboard there. Popped up by Ramen, knocked down by Spoods and Alpha. What a flip to find that angle around Christian as
I
well.
honestly think Evan heard you.
Yeah.
You were not saying nice things about him, so he had to bring us a nice air dribble and bring that one home for Grand Valley.
Listen, I keep it honest here on the broadcast. He's doing his perfect job this game. I just mean those last few games, hadn't really seen him too much on the field, making a lot of contact with the ball in general.
Oh, triple commit from the Saints here. It is not good. Cyber is going to be all alone. Is he going to put it in? He is. That is not what the Saints were looking for. They saw an opportunity. All three of them went in hard, and it did not pay off.
That is a breakaway and a half there. You see all three Saints chasing him down, but no boost to work with for them, or at least not enough to make that save happen. 31 seconds with a 2-0 lead. We've seen Ramen just today find 2 goals and shorter than that. However, it's going to be tough, especially with Grand Valley State knowing the position they're in, knowing that they're looking to just take this to a Game 5, not have that reset even on the mind for now.
Oh, Evan with another centering ball, and Spoods isn't going to get there in time, thankfully.
But
We're not going to let that happen again.
Is the biggest factor here. Spoods has to try and make something happen before that 1 second mark. Gets 0 to come through, and that's GVSU to secure the game. Evan looking for a bit of redemption there at the end, trying to put one on the board, but the playmaker this game, I mean, give him the credit he deserves. Setting that one up for both Alpha and Cyber.
Those
one shot from the Saints
that is
all game.
Not what the Saints want.
GVSU taking that 2-1 is a little bit of a wake-up call here in this series. Coming into Game 5, we're either going to see the bracket reset come through, or we're going to see GVSU be crowned the champions of this open qualifier here in the grand finals.
Yeah, there's just been some great Rocket League so far. Great playing by both teams, and excited to see how this Game 5 turns out.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We've got to see a lot of, I mean, obviously we do see many different teams throughout the day. It makes sense, but we get to see so many vastly different styles of play and vastly different styles of teamwork specifically. We see teams that try to make those duo plays with the one defender back and try to just really hammer that duo on offense. We see teams like GVSU who sometimes come through and get very, very intense in that aggression, often sometimes making those triple commits. OSU, very similar play style as well. GVSU, however, been able to make the best of it in this series, bringing us to Game 5. I'm Not really sure what's coming through with that packet loss. It looks like we're seeing everything all fine. Hopefully we don't start getting any rubber banding to come through, as you want to see all the action here in Game 5. 30 seconds on the clock. Spoos makes a little reverse play there. It's going to pop it up into that corner. Cyber sets it up down towards the middle.
Yeah, Spoos is saying no. He does not want that ball in the crease. He wants it out all the way down to Grand Valley zone. And Cyber's going to stop that on the backboard. No bounce. Rama's going to bring that towards the center, try and set something up, but it's going to be deflected by Alpha, sent back down to the Saints' end, and then vice versa, return into Grand Valley's end. A lot of ping pong going on here, back and forth. Already 1 minute down in Game 5. 2-2.
Cyber keeps chasing down this ball. We're going to see it here with Ramen. He's actually able to pop it past Ramen. Christian on this backboard. Christian going to find a little bit of a touch, but I don't think the one he was looking for. Cyber keeping possession for as long as possible. Evan going to meet that one in the air. It pops past Ramen, but Spoods good for that little lob towards the backboard. Cypher, the possession changing back and forth. Spoods looking like they have the chance for the play, but it's a bump over on that backboard and a demo to come through from Cyber. Christian out of the game for a little bit, has to come back in here.
Cyber was a nice deke into the corner there. He was able to get past Spoods, but he wasn't able to get past Christian. Christian's coming in all alone again, but he's stopped by Cyber. Spoods is keeping that ball in, keeping the pressure on, not letting Grand Valley set up for anything. Ramen, same thing, waiting at half court to deflect those balls. Christian coming through again. They are not letting this ball out, but Cyber is there for the deflect, and he is unable to convert on that.
We've got another Game 4 story coming through here. We're almost halfway into this game, and it's still 0-0. Last time, it was GVSU to be able to break those donuts on the scoreboard. Who's it going to be this time is the question. This is in, as much as last game we saw, it was pretty well domination from GVSU. It didn't feel like that in the game, but when it came to that scoreboard, Saints had a tough time finding shots on net. They've definitely found a lot more setups this game, but in terms of quality shots, I think GVSU is definitely up there over them.
Cyber was able to deke out 2 of those defenders, but he was stopped by the last. He didn't have enough boost to catch up to the ball there. Cyber's going to be playing with the ball again. Ramen's going to bring it to the center, but awesome stop by Cyber. No rebound found. Alpha and Cyber playing this ball in the mid, trying to get it out of their zone, trying to get the pressure off, hopefully get something set up in their end.
Yeah, I don't know how they're shutting down every single rebound. Like, you think one of them has to land in the end, but you see Ramen here with 2 shots, Spoods with 2 shots. The shot counter starting to tick up for the side of the Saints, but have yet to find the back of that net, and we've seen GVSU throughout this whole series have been able to just play patiently and play their clears and just wait for whether it be Evan or Cyber to set up that goal, and Alpha to just absolutely nail it in as that third player. GVSU, you know they're waiting for that exact play to come through once again. Saints don't want to be the ones to give it to them. That's a good bounce. It's off the post. Christian finds a little flip, tries to pop it into the net, but Alpha and Cyber waiting on that goal line.
Yeah, that was super close. I thought that was going in the net. Cyber really trying to get this ball out. They do not want to let the Saints set back up here. There's only a minute left to play in Game 5. Spoods carrying it towards the net. Will he get it? Oh, it just missed. Just missed. Alpha pushed that out to the side with a saving grace for his team.
Spoods looks like he had the time to cut that angle. It's not going to be good in the end. Alpha, amazing saves from him today. Amazing shots as well. Has been a very, very key player for GVSU. Cyber sets it up towards mid. Evan has found a demo. That third player, will they come through? No, but Evan there on that contention, playing that defense well, and now tries to set it up for one of these players. Ramen has made it past 2 defenders. That's a wide open net, but it's out to the post. Christian just a little bit too far to that right there. Still a deadlock, a 0-0 coming into this game. Is it possible that we see a 0-0 overtime? Christian doesn't want it to happen, but every time it's wide.
You have 5 seconds left here. Let's see if anything's going to come of it. I think we're going to be heading to overtime. Oh, ball up in front of Grand Valley net. Cyber's going to try and get that out to the edge and on the ground.
Cyber has to make it off of one of these cars.
Oh, there we go. Now we are in overtime. Game 5. The goal could potentially take the series or bring us into another best of 5. That was a very close one already for the Saints.
Somehow, as we get farther and farther into this series, both of these teams just start playing even tighter. They've started adapting to each other, and now we're here at 0-0 overtime to determine whether you be the champion or you take it to another best of 5. This is it. This is game 5. This is overtime. 30 seconds in. Evan looking to hit that one. Christian out of the air. Alpha's got good boost to work with. Evan is there, not going to be able to make that bump. It looked like he wanted to. Cyber picks it up in the corner. GVSU, if you're able to take what you did in game 4 and keep the pressure going, you got to find these resets. Alpha doing it for the team right now, sets it up towards mid. Cyber and Evan have to make this rotation back towards the net.
Yeah, they were making great plays down in the Saints end, but they almost got caught with an empty net, and that is not what they need. Oh, this ball is not in the right spot. Ramen with a great save. Evan keeping that ball in the Saints end. We're 6 minutes into this game here with no score on the board.
I know. It's been a while since we've seen a game like this, and I don't think I've ever seen a game like this in a game 5 of the grand finals here in CCA.
Yeah, Cyber's gonna get demolished by Ramen. Christian's gonna bring it to the corner. Christian's gonna contest in the corner. Spoots sending it back to the center. No one there to pick it up. Evan's gonna try and dump this in the Saints end. Maybe he's gonna air dribble it to the Saints end, but he's gonna be stopped by Ramen.
It's going to be Alpha to make that clear over Christian. Spoods following up in the air. Cyber, it's actually both cars going absolutely haywire there. Spoods and Cyber kind of just left flying to opposite directions after they meet at mid in the air. Cyber, once again, contesting all of Spoods' aerial attempts here. Christian tries to get that set up from the corner over towards mid. It's not going to work out. Spoods and Ramen on the defensive rotation. You see now both teams playing 2 players on those defensive rotations because they've realized how critical this game is. I mean, it's backs against the wall for Saints, and it's backs against the wall for GVSU if they don't want to get reset on. They're trying to make this match point happen, trying to finish it off. 2 minutes and 30 into overtime.
Off the backboard, and it's going to get cleared out. Wow, 7.5 minutes in this game here. Plenty of shots, plenty of saves. No goals for either side.
It's just going to come through. I know this goal. The worst part is I have a feeling it's going to be an anticlimactic one. It's going to come through when one of these teams just barely steps over that line and makes that critical error. It's the worst. That's the worst part about these Rocket League games is when you get teams so closely matched, it rarely comes through from an outplay. It usually just comes through from some kind of mistake, and that's how solid Rocket League these guys are playing right now.
Like that almost went right over Cyber's head. He barely caught the ball there. Evan's gonna try and keep the ball in St. Clair's zone. The ball's been in the St. Clair zone quite a bit. I think St. Clair really needs to try something different, really try and get something moving, because it's not working.
It's been in their zone a lot, but granted, not too many close shots for GVSU. They've been pretty good at just contesting those corners. Oh. You see a lot of shots like that, but they're slow lobs where that defender has a lot of time to make the read.
For sure. Oh, Spoots here with the rebound. He puts it in, and we are reset.
1-0. That's that final score line. Almost a 9-minute game of Rocket League. 3-2, final score of the first bracket there as the Saints found themselves a reset.
Wow. 82 ball touches from Spoods, 3 saves from Ramen. 6 saves from Ramen, sorry.
Looks like there is going to be a bit of a break to come through before this reset bracket starts. Players going to have to get reconnected to that lobby too. The lobby's having a bit of an issue right now, but I mean, made it through the whole day without a single hitch. Sometimes it's going to happen. 3-2, Saints reset the bracket. We're going to be moving in to this next one after a quick little break. Should only be a minute or two. Getting back into game one of this bracket reset here. Saints, they were able to make it happen. Now you just got to win 3 more games out of this 5 here. GVSU looking to keep this in the cards for them. You dropped the 1 reset, but now you're dead even, and they were still so close to finding that one. Definitely anybody's series here, but Saints feeling the momentum after that last game for sure. It's out to the middle. Ramen finds a demo onto Cyber, giving him a little bit more time to work with for sure. It's actually out over Cyber in the corner. Back out towards mid. Ramen is able to send it high. Christian gets a little bit of a carry, a little bit of a dribble, but it's a save from Evan up over the backboard. Post still going to be public enemy number 1 today. Spoods finds that demo. Drops back down, sends it out towards the middle. Ramen not going to be good for that shot in the end. Clearing it out where you can. Spoods going to pop it over that defender. It's Christian to find a demo, but not enough time to work with just yet.
So Christian's going to be contesting in the middle there, and Evan's going to be bringing it back into St. Clair's end, try and make something happen. Bring the ball to the center is something. Oh, and it's going to be blocked out by Ramen. Alpha's going to keep it in the end there. Christian on the contest right away. Doesn't want anything to happen. We got a fresh start here. The Saints are going to be carrying over that win from the last series into the final series.
I mean, gotta remember though, that last game was 0-0 all the way into a 4-minute overtime there. I'm not expecting to see high-scoring games in any of the games here in this series. I think after the reset comes through, both of these teams have such a good idea of how the others are going to play that it's, like I've said before, it's just going to take that one mistake, that one little gap in the defense or one beautiful offensive play to really fluster those defenders and find that opening. Evan, pass out to the corner. Cyber to follow up on it. Has to make it through 3 defenders, though. Spood's going to be right there in his face to chase it out to the corner. Now, Cyber to Alpha. Evan going to go down. That's a wide open net there. Cyber has to make it in time. He will.
Yep, Cyber with a great save there. Send the ball into the corner and send the ball right to the Saints net. Maybe get something going for Grand Valley here, but it's going to take a rough bounce back into Grand Valley's end. And Ramen is going to be there. Spood's trying to set something up for Christian, and he gets it on net, but Evan with the beautiful save.
Cyber following this one up. Spoods right there on time, and Alpha, one of the key players for GVSU this entire series, has not found that many goals in these past few games. Might have to start rethinking some of these setups.
Ooh, nice bump.
Nice bump, and a demo comes through from Ramen. Cyber and Alpha have to try and keep it in this zone as long as possible. Evan back up and in the play. He's actually going to whiff on that ball, and it's going to be sitting right above that backboard.
Yeah,
Ramen lets it pass.
That was a perfect spot for Spoods to try and set something up, but he probably wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also tough to make that decision to actually commit towards that backboard, especially when you're already 2 players in this zone. Spoods makes it back in time for that save. Alpha ends up getting a front flip over that ball. It's on the goal line. Christian chases it down and out. Spoods finds a demo. Alpha takes it right off of his nose, right off Christian's as well. Back to Alpha himself. Cyber can't find the next touch on that ball, though.
Yeah, we're already down to 1 minute remaining here, and neither team has gotten a converted opportunity. Spoods bringing the ball around to the corner. Oh, it gets centered again by Alpha, but Christian's able to bring it out. Will Cyber stop in the middle? It sends it back into his own corner. Evan's going to try and get something going here with only 39 seconds left. Spood is keeping the pressure on. He is leaving the ball in the end. He's making sure that his teammates got opportunities.
Evan grabs it in the air there. Alpha finds himself air demoed by Christian. Out for a little bit, back in the play for now. Clear out by Alpha. Christian meets it in the air, and looks like, I don't want to say it in this last 10 seconds, but it looks like we're going to be seeing overtime.
Yeah, honestly, the way these games have been playing, I think both teams strong on their defense, strong on their rotations, try to make sure that the other team doesn't get a tangible opportunity. And yeah, I think we're going to be going overtime here.
I think this might be one of the longest series we've had in ever here on the Saints stream. Not only do we have a 4-minute overtime, and
oh my.
Okay, well, it's going to be a 6-second overtime here as Evan making the read on that play. A risky play from GVSU, don't get me wrong, but it works out so perfectly.
Evan going to be earning the MVP for that overtime goal for his team. They got
hopping up on his nose there.
Oh, yeah.
Flexing a little bit as it's 1-0 for GVSU. But, I mean, this is how that last best of 5 went between the 2 teams here.
6-3 shot count for for Grand Valley State University, and even on the saves, with only 1 goal and 1 assist from the Grand Valley State side.
Yeah, the stats, I mean, it's such a low-scoring game, 1-0, 0-0 for most of the game. You're not expecting a crazy amount of shots or a crazy amount of saves on there, not unless both these teams are just rifling off shots. But doesn't always work out that way, and you see kind of how it works is just playing this neutral towards the mid and clearing out your corners as much as you can. Demos have been a key part of this game as well, but for some reason, like, neither team has been able to really find a goal off those demos. Typically, you see 1 or 2 demos come through, and you're like, oh, it's secured. But that last defender, those last 2 defenders after the demo have been great from both the Saints and the Lakers here.
Oh, definitely. They have been blocking all of the opportunities, even when it is 2, 3-on-1, that goaltender just can't be beat. Getting those lucky bounces, getting that ball where it needs to be.
Yeah,
Alpha's going to center it.
Out to Evan. Evan towards the air. Ramen. It's a big clear to the corner towards Spoods, but once again, it's just clear your corners, clear your corners, clear your corners. It's all you gotta do to keep this pressure off. What a bump in the net, but no follow-up. It's gonna roll by. Christian, no boost to really make that shot happen. Can't make it in time. That could have been the clincher of this 0-0 scoreline.
Evan with a nice centering ball there, but none of his teammates. I believe Cyber got blown up. He was not able to make it, but a shot. Oh, Alpha with a beautiful save. That was going in off the bar.
Saints, they've got momentum in this game. They've got quality shots coming up. It's just been these last second plays that have been making them just fractions away from that net. Whether it be an empty net and no boost, or just Alpha right there on the goal line, making the clear out from the corner. It's out towards the middle. Evan right there on the ball.
Keeping the pressure on. Christian back on the ball in his end, trying to get that clear. Get contested by Alpha in the center, but he goes right over top of him, brings the ball deep into Grand Valley's corner. We're down to 3 minutes left in game 2, and a shot on net by Spood, stopped by Alpha once again. Alpha is just unbeatable in the crease right now.
Yeah, I mean, neither of these teams at this point are going to let just a wide shot from mid actually land. I refuse to believe it at this point, to be honest. We're so deep into this grand finals, and both teams have been playing immaculately all the way into overtime that I don't really know. I don't know what either of these teams really has to do. It's just going to come down to that one little opening every single time, or one finesse on the defense.
Ooh,
that's all you need. Alpha
amazing.
Right over the other defender. Alpha, Spoods, how are you making these saves right now?
Spoods saves that out right from under the nose of Alpha. That was, I thought, for sure going in the net.
I mean, honestly, looked so close. Spoods on the goal line, battling with that post as well. A few bounces and out. 2 minutes left on the game. Cyber going to be one to make that save. Up towards Christian. Christian tries to set it up for Ramen. It's pinched out towards that corner. It's now could be a play for GVSU.
Cyber taking it really slow in the edge, tried to set up his teammate, but he is contested, and that ball gets sent in the middle.
Yeah, I think there hasn't been a lot of those slow, kind of methodical setups to come through, because both teams have just been attacking that ball the second you see someone slow down, try to wait, maybe just make that read on the defender. The defender's just going to go, all right, I'm coming straight into your face.
Yeah. Yep. So Alpha is going to be clearing this ball right out here. Evan with the contest, not letting Christian do anything. Spoods keeping the ball in, keeping the pressure on, but Evan's going to eventually clear that right out and start the attack for Grand Valley.
Yeah, the contention has just been huge. Alpha keeping themselves on this ball. Ramen just fighting for it in the corner, chasing that one out. Now, Ramen's the one to be able to make this play possibly. Evan gets their hands on that ball. Pass out to Cyber. It's going to go over, shut down by Christian. 40 seconds left. We're possibly seeing another overtime.
Yeah, Evan's chipping that ball up in the air, trying to set up his teammates, trying to set Alpha up for that nice 1-2 tack. Oh, Cyber's going to keep it in. 30 seconds left. Can they make this happen in regular time? We will see. Ramen with the contest, pushing it back out to mid. Cyber wants to keep that ball in, but he can't. It's staying mid, but Evan's going to finish it for him. Oh, the beautiful pass to Alpha. Will he finish it? Oh, Spoods, he was not fast enough to put that in. If he had a bit more boost, he might have been able to make it happen.
Yeah, Alpha just not really ready to make that flip, to cut that angle, and Spoods right there on the defense. 4 seconds left. I mean, we've seen crazier. We could see a last-second rally here, but I think both these teams almost just want to let it hit the ground and reset towards that overtime.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they needed to recenter themselves, reset, Saints especially. Spoods sending that right into Grand Valley's end to get it off to a great start. See if we'll see a quick goal right off the bat. Ramen carrying that through mid. He's going to get contested by Alpha.
Yeah. This is the definition of ping pong back and forth volleyball right over that center line, as an air demo did come through, but it's just not enough time. Honestly, the demos, unless that ball is right in your crease and somebody finds a double demo, none of these demos have been able to be capitalized on. That's the angle.
Oh,
Cyber from the backboard. Bar down. It's still in the net, but it's out. Alpha able to clear that one. The Saints so close.
Shot after shot after shot.
This defense is so strong right now.
Yeah, Evan's going to clear that ball out finally after 3 or 4 unanswered shots from the Saints, and Evan's going to put it in. What a game changer. The ball did not leave Grand Valley's end the whole overtime, and the first time it does, Evan carries it all the way into the net. That is game 2 in the books. Grand Valley 2-0 in the series.
After a 4-minute overtime on the reset, we have seen now 2 overtimes less than a minute, one of them being 6 seconds. Quick shots to come through from GVSU. They're really taking their time. I mean, they take 5 whole minutes to actually come through and find this goal, but now 2-0 Saints in reverse sweep situation. Once again, we saw it in that losers quarterfinals there. Can they make it happen again?
So, contrary to the last few series, this series has not been about shots at all. Grand Valley, 4 shots with 1 goal, and Saints 10 shots with no goals. This series has been the complete opposite. It doesn't matter how many shots you're getting, it matters where those shots are going.
Exactly. We see so many shots on the counter now, but if it's 0-0 all game, the shots mean nothing.
Exactly.
It's right. It's the score. It's the goals that are going to take you to that victory. And Grand Valley State have just been the ones to be able to find them in the end, both in overtime. However, can't be understated that, you know, it's a very, very close game for all of regulation time.
Yeah, so Saints off to a slow start in game 1 and 2 here of the second series, but they are trying to bring it back.
Cyber and Christian kind of just meet there in the air. Spoods gets bumped out. Alpha's able to take that ball, but Christian right on that congestion. You got to make sure you're here for the save. Evan actually beats Spoods to that ball and is able to knock it out of the way. This GVSU defense has been so smart. Honestly, that's a long shot, but Spoods has the boost to catch that.
Oh yeah, no, they've been really, really thinking about where this ball's going to go and where they need to be. They aren't just driving around aimlessly chasing the ball. They know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly. You see wide open nets. It almost looks like it's going to come for the Saints. A goal, something, maybe just even a crossbar shot, but out of nowhere, Evan comes in, knocks that ball back out to the corner, and suddenly we're back in this Saints zone, and Saints have to reset this pressure once again.
And as soon as we're back in the Saints zone, we're back in the Grand Valley zone. Alpha looking for that clear. Evan going up for the pass, it looks like. And yeah, he's going to send it to the center, but it's going to get intercepted by Spoods. That ground pass was not enough.
Yeah, even these corners we've seen, Christian loves to just follow that ball from the corner, let it roll on the goal line, and then find that little tap into the net. Evan and Cyber have just been shutting it down in the corners before it is even possible for it to happen there. Cyber finds the carry, bumped out of the way from Spoods, going to count as a save as well. Spoods knocks it out of this zone. Ramen tries to get it past Cyber. That's that contention. Christian to be the second man on the ball, but Alpha right up there in that contention. That's a wide open net. That's when it's really going to come through. 1-0, 2:55 on the clock.
Yeah, that demolition from Grand Valley, or from Saints, really helped them put that ball in the net. It left no one back at the net.
Yeah, demo is huge. Grand Valley has been playing very well on their defense when it comes to those split-second saves and just being there perfectly on time, but when one of your players is demoed, there's no player to make it there. Spoods now trying to get this lead maybe a little bit farther if you can. We've seen 1-0 games to come through for a lot of these, but this time not going to be looking at a 0-0 overtime at the very least.
Yeah, a little bit more action in this one. We got 2.5 minutes played out with 1 goal scored for St. Clair, and they are not letting the pressure up. They are still in Grand Valley zone, still playing hard on the ball.
Yeah. Still, though, it's very, very similar to these past games we've been seeing. Lots of back and forth, lots of shots being shut down, and not crazy shots. That's a double demo on the net. Alpha, good to save that one out. Should be good to stall that time for his team. Cyber and Alpha in the net. Gonna bring it down through mid. Ramen touches that one out towards the corner. Gonna be able to get this boost up as well. That should be a good setup, but Evan right there when you need him. Out to the corner.
It's a great pass to Ramen there on the edge. He just wasn't able to connect with that ball, send it towards the net. Evan's going to get a nice dribble out to the center, and Ramen's going to intercept him, but it goes over Ramen's head, but Spoods does deflect it back into Grand Valley's end.
Yeah, this game, Saints have been the ones to lay down the demos here and make GVSU have to stall that time, have to wait for those respawns to come through. Evan gonna meet Ramen in the corner here. Spoods finds that demo. Only Cyber on the defense. What a clear to come out. It's almost like aggressive defense from GVSU. Not very different from what the Saints like to play, which is almost like stick 2 players in net and just lock down the net. Grand Valley State almost wants to just play shut down the shot before it can even happen and just contest in those corners. Who needs that player in the net if the shot's never going to happen? But then again, a demo came through and the Saints found 1 goal. GVSU yet to find one in the game here. Yet to really find much in the game here, even when it comes to shots. And 1-0, could be our final scoreline here. 30 seconds remaining.
Yep, ball going back into Grand Valley's end, but it's sent back into the middle, and Christian's going to contest that. Keep it contested in the center. Not kind of let anything happen. Ramen pops it up, but Evan stops it. Back into Saints' end. Alpha's keeping it going. He's sending it towards the net. What are we going to see here? Christian flying through the air. What's one touch on it? Evan's up on it. Cyber sends it in the middle to Alpha, but it's back in the Grand Valley end. Fighting a miracle. It looks like Saints are going to be taking game 3.
It's not over till it's over, but there it's going to be over. Almost looks like it hit that corner there, but going to touch grass, and 2-1 now. Saints. This is how they started that last reverse sweep. You got to do it somehow. You got to start it game by game, goal by goal, even if it's just one. Look how low the scores are. Low shots from both teams. 3 shots from both teams. 2 saves, I think, from both teams as well. Game 4, it's only, in my opinion, it's only going to get lower in terms of action, in terms of scores, as both of these teams just do not want to give this up. Saints fighting on match point here. GVSU, you just got to have another solid game, or even just one more goal at this point to really give yourself the chance for this CCA Open Qualifier win.
Yeah, it was a huge setup right away from Grand Valley. They weren't able to convert on it, but they had a nice little tic-tac-toe. Cyber's going to be trying to get the ball out again. He got 2 Saints cards on this ball, actually sending it back to Ramen, and Evan's going to get the demo on Ramen. Cyber's going to catch that ball in the middle, put it over Christian's head towards the net, but it's going to be stopped by Spoods.
Spoods chasing that down in the air as well. Ramen, that's an open net. Alpha has to make it back in time. Spoods, the crossbar once again. Going to be saving that one out. Christian can't find the angle he wants on that one. Ramen has to be the player on this rotation. It's out towards the middle. What an angle from Alpha. 1-0 in the game now, 53 seconds in.
Cyber with a gorgeous setup. Perfect bounce off the corner. I think it might have caught Spood's car there when he was trying to block it, but still. Credit to Cypher there for trying to get that play set up in the center.
Christian just too far to the right there. Not ready for that angle from Alpha. From right to left there on the goal. Christian, even with boost, not fast enough to make that one happen.
The ball's already back in the Saints' goal crease. Alpha gets bumped, actually, and Spoods is going to go on an empty net, but he's stopped by Cyber right at the last minute. He pops out right in front of it.
Cyber picks it up in the air, bumped out by Ramen, but it's just going to be out towards the middle. Cyber and Evan actually double commit for that one. That could have been questionable depending on how it knocked off of one of their cars there, as Cyber pinch with the ground there, and I think it was Ramen to actually hit that one closer to the net. Yeah, set up from Christian. Evan knocks it up into the air, got boost to work with. Alpha looking to follow up on this ball, but Ramen shuts it down before he can get there. Cleared back out into the corner. Alpha back with the ball in hand. It's just back to this volleyball here.
Oh yeah, right in the center of Grand Valley's net, like a beach ball waiting to be spiked. Evan's going to clear it out, and it's going to be stopped again in the middle by Ramen. Ramen's always there in the center to stop that clear, and that's really helping the Saints team out with their rotations.
100%. It's what he's been doing all season since he's found his way onto this varsity squad. It's kind of just been it's been the one thing you can count on from Ramen. That and those 5-second goals to come through at least once a series. Ramen tries to find that shot. Spoods tries to find the rebound. What are these saves to come through? 3 shots, 3 saves. Evan and Cyber holding it down in the net. Bump comes through in the air. Spoods ties up the game.
Wow. Absolute great play by the Saints there. Ramen pushes the ball to the center just for Spoods to tap it in there. Right over top of Evan's head. Can't ask for a more perfect setup.
I mean, with 4 to 5 shots on that net, eventually one of them's got to give, right? Definitely. You can't keep rotating out those defenders fast enough. Not when the Saints are just going to keep peppering the net with those shots. Spoods looking to find maybe another one of those. It's going to go high instead.
We are back to a 1-1 game with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play. Spoods, that air dribble out to the center. He's going to send that towards Grand Valley's net, but it's going to get spit up in the middle. Christian sending that up in the air, but Ramen's going to send it back into Grand Valley's zone. Christian's going to try and send something to the center, but it's stopped by Cyber.
Christian can get some resets off. Not enough boost to work with. Spoods with an angle. It goes off that backboard. Ramen might be able to grab this. It's a little bit of a backflip, but it flies over him. Christian right over the defenders. Is there anyone there? It's Evan.
Oh.
Always there when you need him, it seems. Evan with a shot all the way from his own crease. It's going to be saved up by Spoods. Kept in this zone, though. Spoods over towards half. Ramen passes it out to Spoods. Ramen should be able to chase this one down, but no boost to work with. Evan's going to find the first tap on it.
Alpha playing the ball off the wall there. He's going to try and get a dribble through the center. Oh, he's going to get contested by Christian, and Spoods is going to pick up the remnants of that, and Ramen's going to bring it deep down into Grand Valley's end. Christian sending the ball towards the center, but it is cleared out by Evan. Now the ball's going towards St. Clair's end, and they got a shot on net. Will he hit? Oh, and oh my goodness, Spoods with the last-minute save off the second rebound. Evan with the third rebound, but it's saved by Christian. They cannot find the back of the net here, shot after shot. Oh, and Christian brings it through the center in a somewhat dangerous play, but he's able to make it through. That ball gets spit out right to the center, back to Alpha, and he's going to play that back in the Saints zone and send it right back towards the net.
GVSU couldn't manage to do what the Saints hit them with, as 3 rebounds come through, but no goal to be found. Off the goal line here, Cyber tries to come in flying with those boosts, but he can't nail that ball. Back up off of Spoods. Cyber's going to grab it in the air. Try to move out towards this corner. Not too much boost to play with. Might have to leave Evan and Alpha to make this play. Off the backboard, up in front of the net. Tapped by Christian. 8, 7, 6. Off the backboard. The time is crucial here. Are we going to see another overtime, or is this rally going to be good? Spoods tries to hit it towards that net. Christian knocks it to the ground. 1-1 here. Coming into overtime. Grand Valley State, 1 goal away from taking this win.
Oh, and Saints with the goal right off the start of overtime again. Christian right off the draw. 2-1 Saints to finish off Game 4. We are now in sudden death. Game 5, second series. Whoever wins this game takes it all.
Double Game 5 series here. I mean, you can't ask for much more when it comes to some quality entertainment here on a Sunday. Saints putting it all on the line here today. Look at the shot counter. 12 shots from the Saints, 6 from GVSU, and somehow GVSU was able to keep that one all the way into overtime.
Absolutely crazy performance from the Saints. What a comeback. Reverse sweep 2 series ago, and then if they win this one, another reverse sweep. Absolutely insane.
This is it. Once we start this game, it's all going to come down to, I want to say, 1 goal.
I definitely think it will be a very
Score
close game
predictions,
again.
Alex.
Yeah.
What are we thinking here? I mean, the Saints, they're hot on this reverse sweep, but I think you get a good enough play from both Evan and Alpha there, clearing it out of that and setting it up. I think we could just see a 1-0 for GVSU to come through for this win, but also,
I'm going to predict 2-1 for Grand Valley, unfortunately.
2-1. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I believe in the Saints right now, but this GVSU squad was so solid in Game 2, or Game 1 and 2. Saints, it was a very solid Game 3, but another overtime to come through there in Game 4. Now, here in Game 5, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I'm flustered by these teams right now.
I have a feeling that Grand Valley's really biting their fingernails now. They know, like, we've had so many opportunities. We need to close this series out. That's why I think they're going to be scared. They're going to be out there to play.
I mean, they had opportunities in that first best of 5 before the reset. They've had 2-0 for a while here. Both teams just waiting to get in. It looks like we are just going to have these teams needing to figure out what side they're on. I believe Saints were on that blue side, if I'm not mistaken, and GVSU, they're on the orange. Game 5 coming up as soon as these players find their sides. Alex, I mean, we've been through now, what, 3 series, almost 4 series. Game 5, final one. Yeah, wondering what's happening here, but there it is. Teams getting on to their respective sides here. Kickoff 3 seconds away. This is the decider. This is for all the glory. This is for some more points in that CCA. I believe that can also lead to a CRL last chance qualifier spot.
Spoot's going to carry the ball on the outside here, try and get something going right off the bat. 15 seconds in, they want to get an early goal, get that pressure on right away, get themselves set up. Cyber is going to... We've talked about this. When the Saints get too excited off the beginning, they double, triple commit, leave their net wide open, and they leave Grand Valley to get those easy shots.
Yeah, weaves past 2 defenders there, and Cyber is able to find that. Something that Ramen and Christian have been finding a lot in these games today and all of these series today. Saints kind of having a taste of their own medicine there as it's 1-0 very early in the game. 4:30 to work with. Saints not sweating just yet for sure, but I predicted a 1-0 scoreline for GVSU.
Yes, you did.
Definitely want to see what comes through because I think there's definitely a chance that we go all the way to 0 seconds here without a single another goal to come through. Not even thinking about shots either. We could see even more low shot count games. I know last game was very high in the shot counter for the Saints.
Yeah, that was a nice chip shot by Ramen that actually almost found his way over the head of the defender. Ramen centering the ball, and it's going to be stopped by Evan there, just trying to get the ball right in the center. Hopefully catch Grand Valley making a mistake.
Chasing it out to the corner. A demo comes through. Spoods gets that carry as 2 players there on the defense. Cyber and Alpha for GVSU. Cyber makes that carry over 1. Spoods hits it out into the corner. Evan there to grab it. Is there anyone there at mid to keep this for GVSU? Cyber find it back in their hands. Trying to possibly make a pass out. Has to wait for those reset. Another demo to come through. Christian out of the fray for now, but should be good to make it back.
Spoods pinch that ball right to the center for Christian. Christian sends it right back, but there's too many Grand Valley members there to push that away. Cyber with an air dribble down center. He's going to try and get it over Spoods' head. Hits off the wall. Perfect bounce for one of his teammates. Send it right back to the center. They aren't able to convert on that.
Yeah, it looked like Evan almost had a great angle for Alpha there, but it ends up being a little too shallow to set it up for the middle of the net there. And now, still back to this back and forth. Not even too many shots to come through in the past 40 to 50 seconds here. Neither of these teams finding much as the contention continues. Bump over towards mid. 3 Saints in the defensive zone.
Evan with a nice chip towards the Saints net. We're just about halfway through this game played here. Oh, another shot by Cyber onto the net, saved by Spoods. Oh, another one, and Christian comes out of the back of the net to save that one. Evan's going for a 3rd shot, but he just didn't have enough boost to make that happen. Ramen just waiting for that to come down. And he's going to carry that back into Grand Valley's end and get contested by Alpha. Yeah, Christian hopefully get this back in, keep that pressure on, get the ball out of their end, and maybe convert on an opportunity. A nice shot by Ramen, but it's stopped by Evan.
Evan, in the nick of time, always at the ball now. He gets a carry. He's got full boost to work with. It's out to mid off of Ramen, and not sure who it was that tapped that. I think it was Christian there, but that saved the Saints from another goal for sure.
Yeah, Christian going to be playing this ball in the air to Ramen, and Ramen's going to send it to the center, and Christian is not able to finish that. They are really trying to go for those aerial plays. They know they need to make something happen now. They have a minute and a half to score just to tie the game up, and then they have to worry about overtime. Spooks can send that right to the center. On net.
In the corner, Christian following up on that. Alpha to be the one grabbing it in the corner. Clear out. Spoods needs to make something happen. Like you said, the time is not in the Saints' favor here. Oh, yes, you can make things happen in those last 10 seconds, but you don't want to let it ever be reduced to just that. You need to make your chances early, because realistically, you don't want to force overtime. You want to force a 2-1 here if you're the Saints, but it's going to be tough against a defense like GVSU's.
Definitely. As we see, they have not let up. GVSU is still honestly going for that 2nd goal. I don't even think they got defense on their mind. They just want to keep that ball in the Saints' end, because if the ball isn't in GV's end, they can't get scored on.
Honestly, I mean, It's
down to 30.
definitely can get scored on depending on where those defenders are at, but GVSU has been playing so well at rotating out these defenders. Yeah. I gotta agree with you. You keep the pressure on, and they rarely have that third player so far up the field that they won't be able to make it back.
Saints really got to put the pressure on here. They have 10 seconds, or their shot at winning the championship is gone. We're down to 5 seconds. Non-stop shots from Grand Valley, and I think that is going to be it unless the Saints can make a miracle happen here. Spoods in the middle. Ramen.
Ramen whiffs on that ball.
We're able to save that. Very, very close to saving that there.
10 games in this grand final. Grand Valley State University. The Lakers there are going to be your CCA Open Qualifier #2 champions. Saints coming in a close second, but just can't make it happen in the end. 1-0 score line. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the predictions did come through, and Grand Valley State showing us exactly why they've been a threat to the Saints before in previous qualifiers and why very worthy of that grand final spot.
Yeah, it was definitely a very emotional day for the Saints. They had a great first series, a great second series. They kind of fell back on their heels for the third series, but they came back with that reverse sweep, came out swinging, come to the finals, win that series, bring it on to the final series, and unfortunately losing Game 5 only by 1 goal.
It's got to be tough for them out there, but you can't knock the effort that came through. They put it all on the line today. And keep in mind, they were in losers the entire time. That is a run to remember, even though you did not take that finals. You got to feel good for yourselves. I mean, it's still going to hurt to lose that final 5th game, but nonetheless, GVSU going to be your champions today. We're ready to get home here after a long, long day of Rocket League. One of the longest series we've ever had, including that bracket reset. Shout out to Amanda holding down both observing and graphics today, and Ryan putting out all the fires on production as usual. That's going to be it for us today. I'm Josh Profundi, joined by Alex Hogarth for the first time on the day. I had a great time casting with you, Alex.
So did I. Thanks for watching, everybody. It was a great time.